Hey everyone, I'm Alan SamuraiPanda Benet, the CEO of Panda Global, and I'm joined again by David Wu. Say hi, David.
Hey everybody, David Wu. I'm technically the Hokage now because I'm the strongest ninja in this village, and everyone respects me, and I've been acknowledged. Um, Funny story actually. SKD borrowed my jersey because his jersey kind of got lost in the mail, or
So,
got lost
so the,
by.
the, the backstory here, David, I don't know, as a joke, had us print a jersey for NCR that had Hokage-sama on the back
Yeah, because
without his name.
NCR took over was on April 1st. And so it was indeed an April 1st joke that I did, both in person and also on social media. And
We call that an April Fool's joke. Not,
yeah, it went well, and now I'm taking it further. But the story is he borrowed it, he played the tournament in it, and now all the Japanese players greet him as Hokage-sama, and they do ninja signs when they greet him. So like it's actually really funny. He's really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm the first. He's the second.
so you're,
And
you're the Shodaime, he's the Nidaime.
yeah, pretty much.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, welcome to the Pandacast. And we're trying something a little bit different. We're trying a Skype conversation this time because David's on the road, and well, I'm not. Um, Ignore the lighting and the camera work. I still haven't fixed the boxes. I'll do that later. Um, Shut up. Shut up. It'll probably take me a minute. Anyways, so we're going to cover a couple topics today. The general overview is we're going to start with ComboBreaker because both David and I, which is very rare, were present at the event together. And then sort of the new apparel options coming to PG, some activations that we're doing with our sponsors this month, what our feelings are on E3, and then a little bit about some other games that we don't necessarily do right now, like the impact of Pokemon Let's Go, which was just announced last night. And then if we have time at the end, we'll sort of talk a little bit about Fortnite Esports. Even though PG is, a 1v1 or a solo esports team right now, I would think that David and I have spent a lot of time within esports, and we are fairly well versed in it, and what becomes an esport, what is an esport, and kind of what that means. So I think our perspectives are pretty unique, pretty valuable. So if we get to it, I hope you guys will enjoy. So let's get started with the ComboBreaker impressions. So was that the first time you went to ComboBreaker?
No, I've been before. I believe you've been before as well.
No, this is my first one.
I was last year at least. I think I was there 2 years ago.
Mm.
Um, I've seen us win trophies because a lot of our pictures that we took of all the really dumb pictures was at Combo Breaker last year. Because Sage was there, he helped out. We
Yeah.
recorded a bunch of stuff too, I think the year before. So I
Yeah,
really
'cause
like the
Sage
event.
used to be based in Chicago. Sage is now
Yep,
the ESA stream manager, or he has some high position at ESA. So he lives in, I think, Vegas now.
yep.
Yeah.
So always enjoyed the event. I think it's a lot of fun. I love seeing Darkstalkers back there every single year. This year they had a side tournament for the Sailor Moon fighting game, and
Oh my God.
I'm not gonna lie, my Jupiter is dope because I wore those Jupiter shoes from Nike, the Air Maxes, the watermelons, and it gave me extra power in the game because I touched him with that strong hit and then Infinite City.
Yeah, well, I would love to see you do Jupiter Infinite someday, which is, I guess, polite talk for please never show me that.
No, me and
That's
Justin Long are gonna play it because Justin's really good because he plays Serena, I guess. But like, I don't know why I know so much about this game,
yeah,
but
honestly.
I never played it before, and I went to Combo Breaker. I saw it. I sat down.
And now you're a Sailor Moon player.
Now I'm a Sailor Moon player. That's actually
Got it.
I think next April Fools. That's gonna be my profile. I'm a professional player of Sailor Moon for Panda Global.
There you go. Yeah, when the Sailor Moon scene explodes, which is an inevitability, you will be our headlining player.
I mean, the scene's more alive than some other games at the moment.
Now shush you. Marvel lives.
Marvel
Uh,
lives so well. Oh my God.
Yeah,
It was
surprising.
so hype at like I don't know if you actually watched
No,
any of the
it was
matches.
on the side screen, and I was. We have way too many players there, so I was running between places. I didn't
Gotcha.
get to watch.
That's
Yeah,
unfortunate, but it was the play was really
who won?
good. I actually don't know. I assume Chris G won because he had an extra trophy.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I
Or
don't
he
know.
got, or he got, no,
Dual
no, no,
Kevin.
no. Dual Kevin won. Dual Kevin won. Chrissy got
Oh,
third.
okay.
Dual
Because
Kevin won.
Dual
Yeah.
Kevin has been doing really well in the game, so I just assumed he was going to win. Um,
No, he won.
I
Yeah,
don't know if
you're right. You're right.
that's
No, he won. I remember that now.
okay.
Yeah, Chris got third because he doesn't play the game anymore.
Yeah, yeah. He
Yeah.
makes a point to always
He
say
makes a
that
point that he
whenever he
doesn't play the game
plays.
anymore. It's like I don't play this
um,
game anymore.
so
Um,
how's ComboBreaker evolved? I guess in the last couple of years to you.
the lights in the main stage have gotten better.
Mm.
The setup and the efficiency of the side room for Smash and the free play area has gotten better. Last year was terrible. Like they wasted so much space this year.
Mm.
Very efficient. They fit a lot of people in there. They had two secondary stages over there. The main hall, I think, has the way they've set it up has gotten better. So now you can actually move around a lot easier. Um, Still crowded. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people there and the space is limited. Still far away
It's a
from
nice venue.
everything.
It's a big venue, but that's a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, it's still far away from everything if you're not at the venue hotel or the main hotel.
Yeah, yeah.
Food's a little bit tough to get to if you're not going to Culver's across the street.
Hmm.
Um, I think the main thing is that it's in the middle of nowhere. They had shuttles. So like the tech was the first back in the day. I don't think they had shuttles all the time. Then they started including shuttles with sign up. Now it's just shuttles go from the airport because it's like a $50 to $70 Uber if you're going by
Dang.
yourself. So like they have shuttles going back and forth during certain times, which
But the
unfortunately this
shuttles filled
year
up pretty
they
fast.
filled up really fast. A lot of people got left behind.
Yeah, I think ESAM got left behind for that too.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so being my first year at ComBreaker, it was a great event overall. I really nowadays only have time to go to the big events and so a couple locals here and there, but you know, it wasn't too long ago that I was doing regionals and you know smaller scale events too. I think it was run very well. I love how they segmented it, and a lot of people I think commented on that. Like with the venue that they have, I feel that the unity you get in Combo Breaker is better than any event because the space is huge. And so if you stood in the middle, you could literally see the screens for one, two, three, four, up to five games going at the same time. And you know, FGC I feel has a big issue with Unity. They like to shit on each other's games a lot, or pretend like they don't like one, but while they like another, it's a whole mess. And I really felt that like you know you got Tekken players stopping what they were doing to watch Mortal Kombat 9 because it was getting so hype. You know you had DBFZ players watching some Street Fighter because you know that was getting so hype. You have like BlazBlue players stopping you know what they were doing and kind of looking over at Tekken because Tekken was getting you know so crazy. It was to me the Combo Breaker event is sort of the one event that promotes unity of the entire FGC together more than anything else. And just like you were saying, they have Darkstalkers, they have Sailor Moon, like Rick or the Hado, who runs the event. He doesn't, I feel, shit on any games. You know, he doesn't put down any games. He respects every scene. He respects, you know, the people that do it, the people that play, and he tries to put the event best for them. So that I feel goes a long way. You know, like Jabali, CEO, tries to do the same thing, but it's all the venue. The venue is not big enough for all the games, so he has to segment them, and he does segment them by their communities respectively, or who he thinks will get along best. And that I think makes perfect sense. But you know, in Combo Breaker, you didn't get that, except for obviously Smash was in a different room, which I'm kind of fine with. That's a loaded topic we can talk about later about FGC versus Smash. So I liked it a lot as an event because of that Unity thing, and I really I struggled to see the Unity in FGC. It was hot.
Oh yeah,
It
well,
was
I mean,
really hot.
well, Chicago's
Oh
never
my
been that
god.
hot ever. Like the area is not that hot. It was in the middle of a heat wave. Like everyone was like, oh, and then the air conditioning was that's my one main complaint was like the inside of the venue was super hot. There were like 1,000 people. The air conditioning was running on max, and unfortunately, it was not working or
Yeah.
not working, but like it wasn't like as effective as I had hoped
Hmm.
because it's like Chicago's not usually hot. Like if it was in Florida, you would
It was
expect
like
it.
90 something. It was terrible and humid. Ugh.
Yes, yes.
I was across the street and I literally drove every day because I was like, I'm not walking in this crap. It was terrible.
Yeah, I
But
actually don't blame you. I drove
yeah,
every
yeah.
day too.
And one of the controversies for ComboBreaker was, being at the event, people were accusing the monitors of being laggy. Turns out it wasn't the monitors. Turns out the heat was actually overheating the PS4s, which is no fault of Rick's. Obviously, yeah, he was. I'm sure he was blasting the AC as much as possible, but dang, that's unfortunate card to draw. So it wasn't. It wasn't. I think a silky smooth event. Like the other com breakers have been before, but I think it was just because of things that were sort of out of his control and not due to their fault.
But knowing Rick, he's gonna fix it next year. Like that's gonna be a main point that he's gonna be fixing over next year, and it's gonna be super cold. And like the PS4s will be too cold next year. Like for some reason, there's like,
Perfect.
yeah, we just can't run anything because they're frozen. We let someone let Elsa in. Um, yeah, but
So
like as you're speaking about Unity, I just want to touch on that. Like we had 11 or 12 players there, and
yeah,
I love that they all hung out. They supported each other when they were playing. They support each other's games. They went out of their way to go and figure out each other's games and to at least spectate and like understand it. And just overall, I think the team unity aspect of it carried over. And I was really happy that they. I was really happy and proud that they were doing that.
yeah.
This particular was like at the team dinner that we had. You can go into more detail about that, but I just wanted to say like Esam was showing Speed Kicks how he SDIs against Bayonetta in Smash, and Speed Kick was like, "Wait, you do that like that? You move your controller and stick like that?" And like the gears started turning. He's like, "Why don't I do that?" And so later that night, he went back to his hotel room and he practiced, and then he brought out new tech on how to like, do different dashes
I think it was like
Dragunov.
a down two input or something, or down to
It's
two
it's the
with Dragunov.
Yeah, so it's like you have to dash by doing 3 forward inputs in a row into like a
Mm.
down forward.
Oh, that was it. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so it was just a more efficient way to do it. Now he's doing it consistently and people are like,
yeah.
"Wow, how are you doing consistently? It's crazy."
Yeah, and ESAM specifically, the point here is that instead of using your wrist to flick for SDI, he uses his forearm, like doing that, and I guess that sort of triggered Speed Kicks to do that. But yeah, it's really interesting when you throw away your biases and just try to learn from each other. There's so much you can gather. And the team dinner was a lot of fun. It's so hard to get our players to go to a team dinner because the schedules are all over the place, but somehow we got the majority. I think Infiltration unfortunately passed completely out because he had just gotten back from Korea that day and he was just dead.
And he had been on the road because he went to Stunfest, then he came here.
See,
Like
he went to France, back to Korea for 2 days, then straight to Chicago from there. We tried to tell him to go to Chicago from France. He's like, "No, I want to go home. I want to go home." Okay, man.
So he was super tired.
Yeah.
Coach Steve, I think, went to sleep early because the
Yeah.
dinner was late and he wanted to
Yeah.
concentrate on his play, which is
Mhm.
fine. SKD also fell asleep.
He had a migraine. He told me.
He had a migraine,
So I
but
don't
he
know.
also fell asleep.
Fair. Um,
So like we had 3 people fall asleep early because the
Yeah.
team dinner was a little bit on the
it
late
was like
side.
11 o'clock at night, but it was so funny because it was also the first time that ESAM and NVIDIA were meeting Nakiel and Infiltration. So they hung out a lot, and I think they definitely got to know Nakiel pretty well. But yeah, at the team dinner, they were like, we got a couple drinks. And Nakil was like saying, "Man, this is a really good drink," and Esam was like, "Oh yeah, it is." But Nakil had like finished half his drink like really fast, and Jesse pointed out, and then Esam decides, "Okay, you're gonna finish your drink fast. You're a new panda. I want to put you under." So he just chugs his drink, and Nakil looks at him. He's like, I'm not chugging." He's like, "Oh." And we're like, "Dude, why'd you just chug that drink?" He's like, I'm trying to bond with the new panda." We're just like laughing our asses off, like, "What the hell are you doing, Eric?"
Standard ESAM opinion.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
But
I think another point of bonding, and Jenna will hate me because I don't know if she knows this yet, but Jenna was there,
yeah,
and I think the team overall had on my ride back in our ride back had a good time making fun of Jenna. Um, I think Esam was doing the Jenna voice. It's like, "Hi, I'm up here," and and then like MVD was also doing the Jenna voice, and then Nakil was saying some stuff, and then they played a video of how like Rage Samus can like up B at like 0% and kill a Jigglypuff, and then Jigglypuff does a Jigglypuff like when they start KO, and Infiltration turns around is like, was that Jenna?
For those of you who don't know, Jenna Lohr, she's our executive operations manager. She's amazing. She does really well. She works with all the pandas, really helps organize us all and gets us on track. Has the most high-pitched voice, which if you watch her stream, you'll know what we're talking about. So she really does sound like Jigglypuff. And that's awesome. I remember we were making fun of her voice. Not making fun of her voice. We were just teasing because we like her voice, but it's just funny.
Well, the thing is, like, she joins in on it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
like,
she does.
She
But
incited
she's
it.
self-conscious about her voice, so I just want to point out that.
Oh, is she?
She actually has she actually has a nice voice. We do like it. But at the team dinner when we were like, there is still a language barrier between Infiltration and us, just a little bit. He speaks English very, very well. But we're teasing about Jenna, and then he just like looks up, and then one of the first things he says, while we're eating like some hot dogs, he's like, "I like this team a lot." Just made him teasing Jenna's voice. That's what he says.
I think that was a joke over the weekend because I think that's the first time a lot of our guys have actually met Jenna in real life, and also have re-met because she doesn't go out to that many events. So it was a really good time.
Yeah, it was. I'm really glad I made it out. So overall, one more story I wanted to share. The pandas do look out for each other, and ESAM, MVD, and I think KP were all sitting at the front for Street Fighter and cheering their heads off for Infiltration, because Infiltration, he ended up getting third, an amazing losers run. He lost to Sheehan twice. But they were really showing panda love, which is kind of unprompted from us. I was in the crowd, I wasn't with them, and that's just, it goes to show you how much it means to them, even someone that they just sort of met recently, because with our other players, they had learned Street Fighter before, they enjoyed watching it, and after he got third, he actually stepped off the stage, Infiltration, and went up to ESAM and MVD and KP and just said, "Thank you guys for cheering for me. So, thank you guys so much. It means a lot." And hearing that story from, I think it was MVD, Jesse, who told me, there's a few times I think as a team owner that I get pangs of, I guess, pride in who we have and in what we've created, and that's one of them. This is the team atmosphere that we've been able to foster, after all this time, and the unity that we've been able to bring. We are the FGC, and I think we feel that, not just me and you, but a lot of our players as well. And that, I don't know, I just wanted to relay that story and just say it meant a lot. It meant a lot to me to know they were sort of getting along, and not just getting along, but like they felt the impact of being teammates. And I think a lot of esports teams will pick up players and drop them like the drop of a hat, and it doesn't mean much that you have a PUBG player, and like a Here's the Storm player on the same team. They don't care about each other. But I don't think a single one of our players doesn't care about the other, people on the team.
And it's not just within the FGC stuff. It's like, the Hearthstone players are integrated. When we had World of Warcraft, they were in here. All the games when we had like, back in the day when we had like 7 or 8 titles that were like outside of FGC, everyone interacted and they were friends. Everyone was friends out of game, like outside of it. And that's the kind of environment I want them to be in, because that's something that's successful, because it's something you look forward to being a part of. And there's a lot of experience from different scenes. There's a lot of competitive experience from, being top players. And there's just so much you can learn from each other and, and support each other in, because you understand, you've been through it. You've been through the highs and you've been through the lows. And it's just, it's a magical thing.
It is. It honestly is. So yeah, we actually intended on making this a shorter podcast than normal. So I think let's sort of speed along. Next is the new apparel.
Yeah, so we have snapbacks, which is going to be really cool. We've been waiting to have those back in store for a long time now.
They're not the same limited edition ones that have the Keep It PG underneath the rim, right?
Yeah, they're just green on the underbill, stitched PG on the top, high quality black. High quality black hats. It's the standard stuff they have over MetaThread. It's very high quality, nice. They're not tiny like some of the other recently esports hats have been around. They're actually quite big, so they'll fit my fat head at least. Then we have the white version of the zip-up hoodie. I know we've been excited about that for a while. It looks very clean.
Yeah. We've had a lot of demand for that specific hoodie because, honestly, zips are just way more comfortable and easy to use at esports events, because you never know if it's going to be cold or hot, so you're taking it on and off. And the pullover, there's not as much place for that, especially, nowadays everyone has really nice hair. So
yeah, it's better at home when you're doing stuff. It's not so much on the road or on the move, because venues get hot as people come in and they get cold when they leave. So it's like you got to be able to quickly take it on and off. It's just better for the players, and I think I think stylistically it fits a lot more, because a hoodie is like an entire thing over your body, while a zip you can like wear a shirt underneath. You can be kind of edgy with it, and like you can tie it around your waist a little bit. I don't know. I'm not a very good fashion person.
No one's gonna tie it around their waist. That's not.
Just wait until like we go to like Singapore or something. Everyone is gonna have a zip-up hoodie tied around their waist.
You are not the Hokage of fashion. Okay, you're the Hokage of esports.
That's okay.
So it is
female jerseys.
Really
female jerseys.
Female jerseys.
Yes.
So Jenna, we've been mentioning her a lot. She just got the very first female cut jerseys, and they look fantastic. We're really stoked about it. Honestly, it's not something that was on our radar for a while, because we didn't really know if people would want it, and then just all of a sudden one person tweeted it, and then another, and then another. After I sort of retweeted that, and I sort of realized that we'd been ignoring that we actually have a pretty decent female fan base, and they just don't feel that the male jerseys are very flattering, which is absolutely fair. So these female jerseys came out phenomenally. I'm really excited to put that in store and fulfill that demand.
I'll just say that we've been trying to do that for a long time. I wanted to do female, women's style clothing since the beginning, but just was never in the cards. And then this one has been in development for quite a while. Finally,
4 or 5 months now.
Yeah, finally happy with the design that came out and the way it came out. But just overall in esports, you don't see women's cuts of anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just apparel, style of apparel is just not there. And as far as I know, because I do talk to quite a few girls for fashion advice and to figure out like what they like, what they don't like, because I'm a guy and I don't know, so I
Mm.
have to ask, right, and have to learn.
Of course.
Um,
Of course.
they they like V-necks because the curtain ring, like circular ones, just uncomfortable for them. Like everything,
Okay.
about it, like the way it's cut, like is yeah, just
I don't understand the
male
appeal of the
clothing is for
V-necks though. I
males.
have
Like it's not cut for the female
too
body
much
all the
too
time.
much hair for a V-neck personally.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, no, I completely agree.
yeah.
So we'll hopefully the when we release this, we'll get good feedback from the community. We really do try hard for the apparel. We're not fashionistas like David is saying, but with our combined efforts and getting a lot of advice and sort of testing different designs on people, I don't know. I'm kind of proud of our current apparel store and what we have coming to. Because trust me, the new zip, the female apparel, and the snapbacks. This is not it. We got a lot more on the horizon. So, speaking about things on the horizon, we're doing a new activation with Geico, actually. So Geico being our first major sponsor, I would say, they've been with us for 2.5 years now, I think. Just about 2.5 years. They have this awesome idea that Twitter has this new functionality where it's sort of like a poll where you can click different options, and they can give you something when you click that option. And prompt you to do things like tweet or if your DMs are open, basically, we're going to be running a sale of 4 different items. Those are going to be our white jersey, black jersey, both of the zip-up hoodie colors, black and white, and the snapbacks. And of course, the jerseys are both male and female jerseys. And you can save 15% with Geico if you go to Geico's Twitter when we start this campaign.
It's actually going to be on our
click
Twitter,
one you
actually.
What?
It's going to be on our Twitter. We're going to be
Oh,
doing the initial tweet for it, and they're going to
okay,
amplify because they
cool.
found out that the other way around doesn't work quite as well.
Yeah, I actually I thought the same. So
Uh,
that's good. I'm glad they did that. Um, and
yeah.
yeah, so thanks to Geico, we'll be able to give you that 15% discount on our store, and you get to choose the item that you get that 15% discount on. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But it's really cool because this just goes to show you another way that these non-endemic companies are trying to engage in a natural way with the community. It's not really ham-fisted. It's not really forced. Sort of activations like look, it's Geico. This is actually them saying, hey guys, what can we do for your community that would be cool for them, they would like. And you can see Geico's running FGC tournaments now, weeklies. They alternate Street Fighter, Tekken, East Coast, West Coast, and with $1,000 win prize pools. I don't know if you know, but Samurai Milky, he's a really cool guy, like him a lot. He's from NorCal, I believe. He won, and he's actually donating all $1,000 he got from Geico to a NorCal TO who is suffering from lupus, and she needs the money for medical treatment. So, and she's given back a lot. I think she's the SenCal standoff TO. But it's really cool that thanks to Geico, he was able to even give back to his own community like that. Props to both Samurai and Geico for doing that. But I feel that Geico is really starting to figure out how to show people that they legitimately do care. They really do want to give back to you guys, just like our philosophy is as well. Give back to the community, and really make you guys have things that you wouldn't have had before. And honestly, I can't think of a better way of working with the community and working with the people around them. So I don't know. What do you think, David? I think this is to me pretty awesome.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's like they came to me with the idea. They asked, what can we do? What can we do to make it better? Like what would, what would help the most, right? Because they do have a bunch of resources. They want to put it to good use. They want to help out. I think since we started working with them, they've learned a lot more about the space. They're starting to understand the FGC a little bit. They love the FGC actually.
Yeah.
And you just see them doing more stuff, and they keep trying to push the envelope, keep trying to create new experiences, and just, you know, elevate everything, you know, make it more esports. Well, not necessarily more esports, is make, like, they want to keep it, you know, the way it is and just better. And so, yeah, I think it's really cool that, like, the people over there that we work with have, because at the beginning they didn't know what fighting games were, to be honest. Like, they didn't, you know about, they knew about Smash kind of, but like they didn't really know. And now, like, they know. Now they know. They're like, now they ask me, like, what's Fortnite, right? But they're like, yeah, no, I love Street Fighter and Tekken, you know, and like, what's DBFZ? Let's go, you know. So it's really interesting because, like, they like to help out any community that's, I don't want to say struggling, but like any community that's like that needs it. So it's
in response to it, you know.
Yeah, it's nice.
It really is, honestly.
Feels good.
So the next topic, E3 hype. On a personal note, this is gonna be my first E3 ever. Growing up as a child, I had a few very simple goals. Watching the gaming community from afar, I always wanted to go to Evo. I achieved that dream, I think, in the second year of Brawl. Not only did I go to Evo, but I helped bring Brawl to Evo with our rules, not with the no items, thank God, and our normal stages. And E3 was another huge goal of mine, like being able to go to an E3. And this was the old school E3, the enormous E3s that, you know, I was really dreaming of. But so this one, I'll only be able to spend a couple days there, but
it's only 3 days long, Alan. You're gonna be there for all 3 days. Like, you're gonna be there for, well, actually no, you might not. So you'll be there for half, like a good 66%.
Yeah, that's 2/3. But yeah, I'm just really stoked, and not just because it's E3, but because there's really cool things coming to E3, like Smash Switch. I'm hype. You hype?
You wrote down that this is E3 hype, so I guess I have to be. So my history with E3 is complex because I've been to a lot of E3s back in the day when I could get access to it because I was in, the industry. And then when we started PG, I got it revoked because technically we're in esports, not in the gaming industry. And so for a year I missed it. And then the year after, I somehow got myself in. And that was the year that they opened it up to the public, and I very, very much disliked it because there was just so many people, and there were lines for lines. There was an app to put you in line for an app to put you in line for E3. And yeah, as dumb as it sounds, that's what they needed because there's so many people there, and they don't really need people to stand around for 5 hours because you're like, yeah, I'm waiting in line to be put in a group, to wait in line, to be told when to wait in line at what time period.
Fun.
Yeah, so that happens if you don't have, like, either media access or somebody get the backstage or the behind the scenes stuff. This, like, ever since PG though, and I went there, it's been kind of crazy because I'm mostly in meetings, so I'm never really in the convention center. So I don't really get the same experience to see all the new cool toys and the new games and the new technology that's being showcased. That's for, I guess, people who are going for the first time or, really want to focus upon that. For me, it's mostly just biz dev and meetings.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be busy. I'm actually going to go the week before because, like, my days during E3, like the 3 days of E3 are not enough time for all the meetings. So I have an extra week before and a couple days after. So I'm going to be there for like a week and a half.
Yeah, I'm only there for 2 days, and I already have meetings booked for almost all of both 2 days. So, I mean, I don't know how much I'll get to enjoy it either, but still,
At
getting
the
out of
very
E3.
least, Smash Switch Invitational is going to be really cool to see.
Yeah,
Um,
and we get to actually be in the crowd and watch
yep.
it there, which is gonna be hype. Seeing Plup on the stage, one of our own, and hopefully he beats Reggie. We'll see.
Or else Reggie will give him a new job at Nintendo.
Um,
Um, let's see.
and yeah, we'll actually get, because we're gonna be in the crowd. I think they, might give us a chance to actually play the game.
Yep, Splatoon
Uh,
World Championships is there. I'm happy. I want to see that.
yeah,
I like
yeah,
Splatoon. I don't know what to say. I like
I do
Splatoon.
too. Yeah,
It's the best
I think
version of
Splatoon's.
Overwatch.
Well, okay, that's a loaded statement, but it's a really cool game. We did have a Splatoon team back in the day for Splatoon 1. Splatoon 2 fixed a lot of spectator problems, I think, with the Splatoon 1.
Yep.
I don't think it was really enough of a step up from, graphically and gameplay wise, that it took the audience by storm as a new installment to Splatoon. From what I've heard and from the feedback that they've gotten, I feel people have felt Splatoon 2 is more like Splatoon 1.5, which is fine. And the things it did were phenomenal for the game. So
there's a lot of content coming out for it. It's constantly evolving, and there's so much
free content. Yeah, free content.
It's updated so often that it's like it's actually really hard to stay competitive or stay up to date with it, which is I think an issue they're going to run into over time, because other studios have done that and realized that releasing a new content every week is kind of crazy. But yeah, no, I'm excited. We have a lot of people going. Summits the weekend before for Dragon Ball FighterZ Summit. Summit of Power. So Nakio's in town, so I got him a ticket, so he's going to E3.
We're doing a couple things with Funimation, Bandai, and Funimation.
Yep, that'll be really fun to do. ESAM MVD, I got tickets for to go. Alpharad's going to join us.
Yeah.
Plup obviously is going there. Infiltration's going. This is like I don't know if he's really been in LA much outside of like Capcom Cup, so like he's gonna get to explore the city a little bit. I'm gonna take him to K-Town and show him, I guess,
yes, that's
American Korean barbecue.
Flying from Korea to take him to K-Town in America.
Dude, LA K-Town is so different from Korea.
I mean, why would, anyways? If he wants to go, sure, show him.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
It's gonna be really cool. Is there anything else you're looking forward to at E3 besides Smash Switch?
I want to see what's going on with like Monster Hunter. I do want to play that game eventually. It'll probably be next year before I actually get around to playing it. But once I do, I'm gonna.
PC.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I want it to come out for PC because I don't have a PS4 right now available to me all the time, so it's just rough. Let's see, what else am I happy about? I don't know, like I just want to see what the new games are, and like I want them to announce new like esports initiatives, right? Because this is gonna get into like the Fortnite stuff, because it's gonna be the 50 on 50 streamer times like streamer X celebrity deathmatch.
It's a duos thing, I think, right?
It's a duos thing. It's you have one streamer and one celebrity, and they team up and they fight each other, and there's 100 people. I think that's gonna be really fun to watch. There's a lot of celebrities I want to catch up with. That are going to be there that usually don't, like, they show up to E3 usually, but they won't go to the show floor. They'll be like, I'm a VIP. They'll go and they'll tour it real fast before it opens, and then they'll never show up again. Or like Snoop Dogg, he just chills and plays all day. So it's it'll be fun. I think that's exciting to see pop culture more involved. Because you got like Nicki Minaj tweeting about like her new song Chung Lee. And you got like all these people talking about video games like it's cool, and like anime like it's cool. Like Kim Kardashian's she's an anime fiend and apparently a prison expert now. Did you hear that? She's going to the White House to talk about prison reform.
I refuse to comment on this. This is patently absurd. It is a topic that is absolutely important. Why the hell is our representative Kim Kardashian?
I don't know if you've seen this. I guess it's called like Hota Hota or JJ. He was like Pablo Escobar's right hand man, and they did like a Netflix series about him. And in there they had a beauty queen or some really popular person talk about prison reform because she has a platform to do so.
Yeah,
And I
that's
think it's
pretty much it.
important.
You know,
I
he'll
think it's
listen to
important
Kim Kardashian
because,
because he's
yeah,
famous.
yeah, pretty much. It's like, how else are you going to get people to listen? And I
Hmm.
think whatever issue, be it like, good or bad, as long as she's tackling it, there'll be some progress one way or the other. And I
Yeah,
think that's important.
yeah, true,
Um,
fair. Um,
I guess I am looking forward to Pokemon Let's Go. Like, Pokemon, big part of my life. Um, and we saw the trailer yesterday. That was crazy cool.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I've been digging into some research with some people in Japan who are translating stuff. Some maybe it's, seeing what leaks are happening. Like now that people can talk about it, are a little more loose-lipped around the izakayas over there. So I've been tapping my sources a little bit, trying to figure more stuff out. As far as I understand, the CEO of Nintendo, the new CEO of Nintendo, actually, he's a very young, bright
Mm.
guy, very behind esports, behind the mobile gaming platforms, especially the Switch and I guess phones. He came out already and said that there's not going to be really an esports initiative around Pokemon Let's Go. Um,
Is there even versus?
I don't think there's versus. That's the problem. Is I
Yeah.
think it's been confirmed at this time you can't really Pokemon battle people, so that just takes away the whole idea of the competitive side. But
Hmm.
it's good for collecting. I think it would be a great casual game.
Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be very similar to Pokemon Go, where everyone played it until they decided that, yeah, we're not gonna pay for the server costs for it. So good luck. We're not gonna
Hmm.
do anything. So plus,
It's
Niantic
a.
also has Harry Potter Go coming out, which is gonna
Oh,
be
really?
it's gonna be weird seeing people walking around for like trying to catch like Patronuses and stuff, or
That's
like
okay. That's gonna be awkward.
yeah, it's gonna be
Throw
weird.
Pokeballs at Patronuses.
Yeah.
Um, but actually, my camera is is about to die, and my other battery's not charged. So I'm gonna try to wrap this up pretty quick. My 2 cents on Pokemon Let's Go. Really cool idea. But what's coolest to me is the technology of syncing your mobile device and an app with your console. And I really think that's going to be the future of mobile gaming. I feel esports when it comes to mobile gaming too, and I know you and I disagree on that. But I do think that the games that have that sort of interconnectivity with a mobile platform that also goes to a console or PC are going to be the games that have the most penetration. Tons of people play Hearthstone, Shadowverse, Fortnite, because you can play it on your phone. You can go on the go. And then you come home and you still have the same account, you still have the same cards, you still have the same leveling that you did on the phone, but with a better and more competitive atmosphere of your computer. So I really feel that is going to be a wave of the future, or should be a wave of the future, and will really make a significant impact on our industry of esports and on the gaming industry as a whole too. Um, to really lend more immersion into it. So to me, that's what Pokemon Let's Go does. It is most exciting about. Besides obviously my childhood being remade into 3D, it looks to be really good 3D. Is really what it represents, in terms of possibilities, and in terms of I think how the industry is going to move and slowly shift towards. And I'm looking forward to Gen 8. They did announce it's going to happen next year. They didn't say when next year. They didn't say on what console, as far as I can tell. But it's sort of more or less kind of Switch, because it's all in the context of Switch. And I mean, come on, they're gonna release a new Pokemon on the DS. I don't think so. I can't even find my DS, to be honest with you. I have like one or two of them.
Here's the real question: Eevee or Pikachu?
Eevee,
Same. You know why?
because there's a lot of different evolutions.
Yeah, because Jolteon's my boy.
Actually, I like Jolteon a lot too.
Yeah, Jolteon's
That's
my boy. I have a Jolteon plushie that's like super fluffy from the Pokemon Center, and that's like my favorite thing.
how to be
Um,
plushy is would be like sharp and cool.
no, just it's you realize the sharpening and cool stuff is the tail part of it. The actual body is not. Just because it has pin missile doesn't make it pokey.
True,
Um,
but the mains kind of looks pokey in the anime at least.
it's
But yeah,
okay.
Jolteon's my favorite evolution too. So
Oh,
hell
cool. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, let's see. I do think mobile is going to be a big piece of esports going forward. Just the logistical ease of being able to bring your own device quickly and insert it to play.
Hmm.
The idea that you can play it on the go, and the idea that you can play it again, easily with other people because it doesn't take up as much space.
Yeah.
And you can do impromptu stuff. And I think that's important, is that everyone's kind of got, like, it's hard to schedule out like an entire weekend, but if you're going to play competitively for like a couple hours, like going to the local coffee shop and be able to do that is like a dream come true, especially for people who are, more in industry or working, or like have
Yeah.
stuff during the day, and just like, really only have like 1 or 2 hours to themselves to do anything. And I think that's going to
Hmm.
bring a lot of casual players to be more competitive. And it's going to increase the player base. We're going to see a lot more skill and talent pop up, and it's just there's going to be a lot of money revolving around it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and so
Fully agree.
that's one of the big things I like about the PUBG mobile app and the Fortnite mobile app.
Hmm.
And I'm glad that Epic is putting in $100 million into pricing.
Yeah.
They're gonna.
Um, and I do think that we should cover the topic of Fortnite esports, what it represents, what it means, and how we feel about it. But we can save that for a future time. Anything else you wanted to throw in?
No, I think that's it. Yeah. This is David or Mashimaro signing off. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm SamuraiPanda. We will catch you guys next time.